Hey guys, Pirate Mike here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I like to show all sorts of different treasures that you can find on beaches or really anywhere. But welcome to Pirate Mike's Treasure, and I hope you enjoy this channel. Thanks for tuning in. Here's everything I found in the last month and a half. I did exhibit all this at my metal detecting meeting last night. That means it gets to get put away. The gold goes in the safety deposit box, and the rest of it goes in boxes. So let's kind of go through what we got. Over here, those are all wheat pennies. A whole lot of wheat pennies. I didn't count them. I don't really look for key dates, especially on the pennies, but really on most of my coins because they're in such horrible condition. They tend not to have any numismatic value whatsoever. But again, quite a few copper pennies out there. In fact, it was almost all copper pennies during the storm, so very few zinc pennies. The zinc pennies I almost just all get thrown away or thrown into a big bucket. Over here you've got foreign coins. There are a couple of children's fake doubloons, and there are, I don't know, I think a couple Mexican coins, maybe a Canadian penny or two, and some other random foreign coins. And then over here, these are all buffalo head nickels, and you'll notice one of them has actually had the silhouette cut out of it, which is kind of interesting. I'm sure it was some sort of pendant or jewelry. Years ago, I did find a Walking Liberty half dollar that had the same situation where the silhouette had been cut out of it. It was kind of neat. Those three are V nickels, the oldest being 1890, which is by far the oldest coin I've found in quite a while. These are war nickels. The interesting thing about war nickels is that when you find them, they actually ring up much higher than a regular nickel. Regular nickel being a 12 or 13 on an Equinox 800. On a 900, I know regular nickels someplace in the 20s, 25 to 27. On an Equinox 800, a war nickel will ring up 22 to 25-ish, and oftentimes they're covered with these big globs of black, and so you can't really hardly ever see the date. But if you get a nickel that's ringing up in that area, it's probably from World War II, and about, I think they're 40% silver. Over here, these are all Roosevelt silver dimes. The interesting one in the middle being stuck to either a piece of iron or a nail. So I always think that's kind of cool. I have found gold also fused to a nail. These are all Washington quarters, all silver Washington quarters. And over here, those are all Mercury dimes, all sorts of different degrees of degradation, but some of them are actually kind of clean. So all of these coins, by the way, have been either tumbled or cleaned in some fashion just to get them where you can see what they were. Most of the time they come out of the ground, they're black or purple, similar to that one in the middle. I don't think that one's been cleaned, or that one either. And then kind of the interesting coins, we've got a 1967 40% silver Kennedy half, which is my very first silver Kennedy. I found quite a few clad, but never silver. That was a Walking Liberty half dollar. In fact, Jim's got that in one of his videos coming out of the ground. So if you want to see what they look like, I do put it in my eye, as I always seem to do. For what reason, I have no idea. But anytime I get silver half dollars, or half dollars in that matter, I put them in my eye when I'm at the beach. Those are two Standing Liberty quarters. That is a 1900 Indian head penny. That is, I believe, a 1908 Barber quarter, and that is a 1916 Barber dime. And then up here, we've got the silver jewelry. Now, a couple things I want to point out in the silver jewelry. One being that little heart right there. Now, that was actually found in late January. Myself and Jim had wrist surgery at that time, so you can watch a video where we both go out with two guys and one detector. One of us would scoop and one of us would detect, and that was one of the very first things we found. We did find another silver ring and a small gold chain. A couple other things. I just found this a few days ago. This is a big, whopping silver chain and cross. It weighs about 37 grams, so it's quite heavy. And then this little ring, which is kind of interesting, not really a little ring, good sized silver ring. is also featured in one of Jim's videos, so you can kind of see what these things look like when they come out of the ground. They're absolutely black and purple. So a couple of interesting pieces of silver jewelry, and like I said, just quite a bit of lots of toe rings and earrings and all sorts of other little pieces of silver. And then lastly, we'll go through the gold. So the crazy thing is this was all found in one day, and that was February 25th, 2023, which just so happens to be my birthday. So there are 13 gold rings, 4 pendants, 5 chains. The nicest gold ring being this one, 4 diamonds in it, center stone being about 1.5 carats. And there is quite a bit of other gold found not that same day. The 3 in the middle were actually found the following day. And quite a few of the guys, there's also videos from that day as well on other people's channels, including Jim's. And you'll see quite a few people getting gold that day. There are a couple interesting things here too. These are all pieces of 10 carat ring. 10 carat tends to be very fragile. Once it gets out in the water, it actually, breaks quite often. So you find pieces of it, and they tend to be covered in green. These ones have been cleaned, believe it or not. And so you get a green clump, but you just see a little bit of gold sticking out of it. So by all means, look at all of your finds. You may have gold in your pouch and not even know it. And then these are dental crowns, and I find them relatively often. And you think, wow, that's really terrible that people are having their crowns fall out at the beach. I think it's a little more morbid than that. I've been told, and oftentimes when I find them, they're blackened. They test out about 16 carats, someplace between 14 and 18, is what I've discovered myself, and most people tell me. So they're kind of an interesting, not a normal jewelry carat, but they are gold. And what I've been told is that they are from, the ashes when people are cremated and the ashes are spread at the beach. These will actually fall out, and so I tend to believe it. And I'll tell you why I tend to believe it is there's also circular tags, and unfortunately I don't have one to show you right now, but I do find them relatively often. We usually throw them back. Is crematory tags. They're a stainless steel tag. I found a few of them that are brass, but most of them are stainless steel, and there's a circular tag with a hole in it, assuming maybe a toe tag, if you will. But when they cremate the body, that tag stays with it, so it's got an identification of whose ashes they are. And when they throw the ashes out, that tag tends to land wherever they throw the ashes. So we find quite a few of those at the beach as well. So I'm kind of inclined to believe that the dental work is also related to that. So anyway, hopefully you guys enjoy this, and hopefully the future digs, you'll actually get to see some of this stuff get dug up when I find it. Hey friends, Mike here, also known as Pirate Mike. Just want to say thank you so much for checking out my video. And again, I know that the video quality and the editing quality is a little dicey to start with, but I'm just learning what I'm doing. Hoping that'll greatly improve over time. Also hoping that the targets I find will greatly improve. And again, I really appreciate it. And if you didn't mind subscribing, it would really make me happy, as I am a brand new YouTuber. Thank you.